Vikram, it's a pleasure to welcome you. Thank you for being here.
Thank you so much. Thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
A new model which I had not heard of before. We are all talking about agents, and there are hundreds of thousands to millions of agents being built by small and large companies. And you are building a software and a platform that is going to evaluate and let people know, where they stand.
So Galileo is the leading agent evaluation and monitoring platform right now. We're working with a lot of the Fortune 500 businesses today. Essentially what's happening is because these agents are inherently non-deterministic, any of these AI applications, they're inherently non-deterministic. So developers, when they build them out, they're facing this first time problem where software used to be deterministic and now it's not deterministic. So the question is, does this work? What's the quality of this agent? And that's where we come in to help them understand, like, is this working? Is this not working? So think of Galileo as it's built the entire tool chain for the agent development lifecycle, all the way from testing to monitoring to runtime guardrailing, so that you can actually sleep at night as a developer to know that it's not going to harm the user, it's not going to harm your brand. That's where we sit. And we're live right now with a bunch of Fortune 500 companies like JP Morgan Chase, Bank of America, American Express, Verizon, and a whole host of others.
I want to take you back a couple of years when this ideation was happening with you and your two other partners.
Yeah.
What were the thoughts? This is some lessons I'm trying to draw for other emerging entrepreneurs.
Yeah.
How did you identify the broader landscape and then find a niche within that?
Yeah. So for us, so we started the company in February of 2021. That's when I left Google. I was heading product management before that at Google AI. So number one was we had a little bit of an understanding of the fact that language models were very powerful, but nobody in the entire market was working on language model operations, so to speak, right? So our thesis was, whenever we start a company, we wanted to have two different things. One was we wanted to have some level of product risk, but a massive market risk. We're willing to take that, because on the flip side, if the market actually became a thing, then there's a huge outcome on the other side. One thing which I feel like as founders, right, the amount of time that it takes to go from 0 to 1 as a founder can be a matter of like 6 months, sometimes 10 months. I think it's difficult to do that in a market that's moving too fast. If I had to start a company right now, I probably wouldn't start one more like agentic application for go-to-market, for instance. So we wanted to have that market moat when we started out.
The other important element of a startup is finding the right partners with you.
Yes.
They have to be in sync, they have to be tied to the dream, and agree, disagree, but moving forward, you take a decision to move forward.
Yes.
So partnerships have been very difficult for many a startup. And your take on how right partners help, and in your case particularly how it has helped.
Yeah. So even co-founders. So it's me and two other co-founders. So we knew each other for a long time. That was number one. Number two was we all collectively were passionate about this space. That was the second thing. And we, in the very beginning, we've had a chat about, how are we going to work together? What's the work ethic going to look like? Is it 5 days a week, 7 days a week? And then we also had a long chat about how are we going to operate the business? Is this going to be a long-term research company? Is the plan to just get something out the door and then iterate? So we had all of these conversations, and we realized very quickly in the first couple of weeks that we actually work very well together amongst the three of us. So that was very advantageous, because we wanted to butt heads a little bit on ideas and then come out on the other side as extremely happy that we did. So when we started seeing that chemistry, we knew that this could actually be something that we can go ahead with. That becomes really important.
Finally, then the other biggest pain point is GTM.
Yes.
And you have some Fortune 500 customers that are using your platform, knocking on the doors, finding relationships, very important. Only then you can go from your series, next series to next series. So that is where I wanted some lessons from you.
Yeah, so from a go-to-market perspective, once you start to see demand, the question becomes, how do you actually harness the demand and convert that into revenue? So we've been, again, experimenting a lot with where the demand is coming from. For us, organically, a lot of the demand was coming from the large enterprises. So we leaned into that and understood from the first enterprise, how do you want to operate with us? What's your best operating model? What does the purchase price look like for this? How much would you pay? What is the willingness to pay? So we started with one or two about 2 years ago. And then we just used that same model over and over again. So the way I think of this is the founder-led sales is extremely important from the first maybe 1 or 2 million in revenue. Once you have a bit of a playbook, then you can hire somebody and teach them the playbook and start to slowly scale the go-to-market motion.
Well, it's a great model, great platform. Wishing you nothing but the absolute best. Thank you for being here and appreciate your thoughts.
Of course, thank you so much.